public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business. It is not to be considered a public community meeting. There is a time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in agenda item 3. One thing we will do differently today, we don't have the forms for you to fill out. If you want to speak during public participation, just raise your hand. I'll call on you one at a time. Just be sure to state your name so that we have a record of who it is who's spoken. Agenda item 1, roll call.
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Here.
Ms. Griffin? Here. Mr. Rudd?
Here.
Mr. Skidmore?
Here.
Dr. Smith? Here. Ms. Mueller? Here. Very good. Thank you.
Let's stay together for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roman numeral item 3, recognition of visitors and communications. We only have one item here. Under this, public participation. No, I got one individual. Yes, sir.
I was going to do this last week. I'm here representing the Farmersville Food Pantry. I'm a board member there. And we get students that come through here.
Can you state your name?
Oh, I'm sorry.
For the record.
Sorry, Randall Alford, ALFORD, 4121 Farmersville, West Alex. Good. Sorry about that.
Very good.
Anyway, I'm here representing the Farmersville Food Pantry, and we get students that come through for volunteer work, for hours, for certain programs. And we just wanted to bring to the board what a great group of kids you guys send or come through there every time. Particularly, and the reason I'm here, the board said the last group we had, which was like 3 months ago, has been the best so far. So whoever's in charge, whoever the teachers and the programs that these kids are working with, you're doing a fantastic job. And I think it starts with the school board, and you guys do a fantastic job. You volunteer for this, and I think it trickles down through the teachers and through all of the staff. I agree with Dr. Smith when we recognize the young kids for Student of the Month and the things that we recognize them for. And it doesn't seem like a long time ago, but it was that my son was being recognized in elementary school, and now he's a high school teacher and a coach, and he's influencing the lives of the students. And parents, yes, play a huge role, but this school district, in my opinion, is doing a great job. The potential for performing arts, the thought of it for even just this district is amazing. To see the school being built next door, I used to think that this school was a decent looking school. And now I see the beautiful one next door, and it's just incredible that we can offer all of this to the kids out here. And I want to thank you, as well as the teachers and everyone else who influences the students who come up there to help us. And as much as it's exciting to look into the future, I would just want to say that let's just not leave the past incomplete, I guess. It would be more exciting, easier to be involved in the future. Just know that the past was taken care of. But as far as the food pantry, thank you so much for what you're doing. We really appreciate it. So,
Thanks, Mr.
thank
Alford.
you.
Appreciate it. Anyone else? All right. Roman numeral 4, approval of minutes. First of all, the special board meeting of June 10, 2024. I'd like to make a motion that we approve those minutes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Valerie, call the roll.
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes.
Regular board meeting of June 10, 2024. So I'll make a motion that we approve those. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Valerie, call the roll.
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes.
Special board meeting of June 27, 2024. Valerie, would you, I make a motion to approve those. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Valerie, call the roll.
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore? Yes. Dr. Smith?
Yes.
Roman numeral 5, building project update. Eric. I caught you mid-swig of water there, I'm sorry. I'll keep my eyes peeled a little more.
So on the exterior, they're starting to finish up the roofing and masonry work. They're doing a lot of sidewalk work, starting to clean up a lot of things, patching asphalt, things like that. A lot of swinging doors hanging out in the classrooms even. A lot of finished work going on down the elementary area, still doing some paint drywall down around high school junior high. And then the commons areas, I was in the gym today, they're still playing, adjusting the controls in the varsity gym. I swear it's like 58 degrees in there this afternoon, so we're definitely going to go fishing HVAC out there. All right. We're pretty heavily staffed at around 150, and I did a calculator today. We're 147 days from having students in the building. Wow, pretty exciting. Thanks, Eric.
Appreciate it. Roman numeral 6, financial reports and requests. Subsection A, recommend the board approve the financial statements for the month ending June 30, 2024. I make a motion that we approve those. You have a copy of the package. Do you have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Valerie, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes.
Roman numeral 6B, recommend the board approve a donation from the Valley View Parent Teacher Organization in the amount of $1,438.65 for the primary, intermediate principals account towards field day expenses. Would someone make a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I think it's important to know that, well, one, it's awesome when people make donations. Two, it is one of our policies that we vote on accepting donations because we want people to be recognized when we do that. And I think we're required by law, aren't we? Or is that just an us?
Board policy.
Board policy. That's good policy, I think. Valerie, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Roman numeral 6C, recommend the board approve 412 certificates for the fiscal year 2025 for Montgomery County ESC, DDTA, EPC, and First Student. Before we make a motion, Valerie, can you explain what a 412 certificate is?
Yes, it's just it's an audit, this is an audit requirement. We have seen all of these contracts, we have had board approval on all of these contracts. However, audit requires, and actually ORC requires to attach a particular certificate to contracts of a certain size. So that's all this is to satisfy the audit comment, or audit requirement, sorry.
Would someone like to make a motion that we approve those? Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Valerie, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes.
Roman numeral 6D, recommend the board approve the fiscal year 2025 initial certificate of estimated resources. Valerie, before anybody makes a motion, would you explain to that to folks who might be watching what that is?
Yes, this is a certificate that indicates and is submitted to the county auditor that indicates to them what resources we are expected to have access to during fiscal year 25. And in order to start it out with, we need to know what we ended up with in fiscal year 24. So we finished that up July 1st and started this year. So this is indicating to the auditor what resources we expect to have through fiscal year 25 for all funds.
And that's one of the reasons why we had the special meeting late in the month and didn't spend any money at all.
Yes,
For June 27th.
yes, that's right.
Would someone like to make a motion that we approve that?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Valerie, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon.
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Yes.
Roman numeral 7, new business, subsection A, personnel, approve personnel action as recommended. It's in attachment number 3 in your packets. I make a motion that we approve personnel action as recommended.
Second.
Any discussion? Valerie, would you call the roll?
Mr. Dillon.
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Roman numeral 7B, recommend the board approve Kyla McLaughlin and Keaton Bowman for student board members. Someone make a motion to that effect.
So moved.
we have a second?
Second.
We probably have a third, fourth, and fifth, but we do. Any discussion? I think both, and we're voting to add two. So we'll have three. One, that'll give us a broader range of perspectives from our students. Very helpful to have our student perspectives. For those who don't know, our student board members aren't voting members. They don't get to make policy, but they sure do a great job of informing us. And we found it to be a very, very good relationships that evolved out of that. And I will say personally, the folks that we interviewed both brought different but solid traits and characteristics. And frankly, we were so confident both of them would be assets that we just decided not to choose. We didn't set out to have three, but we can, and so we're going to. We're excited. Valerie, call roll.
Yes, Mr. Dillon.
Yes.
Ms. Griffin.
Yes.
Mr. Rudd.
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore.
Yes.
Dr. Smith.
Yes.
Roman numeral 7C, recommend the board approve the EMIS coordinator description. Valerie, could you explain the EMIS coordinator for the folks who are watching?
This is a very important position in our district, and we have a new EMS coordinator this year in Annie Sizemore. This position reports all of the data to the state in various functions, but what particularly pertains to the Treasurer's Department is all of the student data, and funding is, state funding is based upon our data that is reported. And it's very important that the data is accurate.
Would someone like to make a motion that we approve the EMIS coordinator job description? Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion? Valerie, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon.
Yes.
Ms. Griffin.
Yes.
Mr. Rudd.
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore.
Yes.
Dr. Smith.
Roman numeral 7D, recommend the board approve the non-negotiated substitute pay schedule. I'll make a motion to that effect. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Other than to say, it's difficult to get substitutes, and incentivizing the pay is an important thing. Valerie, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon.
Yes.
Ms. Griffin.
Yes.
Mr. Rudd.
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore.
Yes.
Dr. Smith.
Yes.
Roman numeral 7E, recommend the board approve the addendum to the contract of Treasurer Valerie Hill. I would like to make a motion that we approve that. Do we have a second? A second. Any discussion? So what we have done in the past, we used to call this the Me Too adjustment, that would adjust pay for certain people within the district to correspond to pay changes in our contracts with teachers. I personally didn't like the Me Too language, so I asked it to be removed from this because I think we judge Valerie based on the value that she brings individually, irrespective of anybody else or anything else. And I think Valerie does an amazing job. And so I think the adjustment is 100% merited and justifiable, and glad you didn't ask for more. And to be completely open, she didn't ask for anything. It's just something that needed to happen. Anybody else disagree? Somebody disagree? I disagree. I can't disagree. All right, Valerie, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon.
Yes.
Ms. Griffin. Yes. Mr. Rudd.
Absolutely.
Mr. Skidmore.
Yes.
Dr. Smith.
Roman numeral 8, superintendent's comments.
Well, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Cook. She's sitting right over there. And she will be the superintendent next year. I'd like to bring up the idea that the custodians who, in this hot weather that we do have, still the primary and intermediate do not have air conditioning, and they're getting the job done and getting it ready for school. They're doing a great job getting all the buildings ready, Farmersville and the high school too. Valerie, as treasurer, the end of the year is probably one of the hardest times for a treasurer to get all the accounts and everything accountable that must meet all equal the same, and then start all over again in August. And she did a great job. She's very conservative. She really represents the Valley View community well in taking care of the money. Thanks, Val. Appreciate it very much. That's all.
All right. Board member comments, room number 9. I'll start with you, Chevelle.
So I would just like to welcome the new student board members. Congratulations, and I look forward to sitting with you.
I was gonna say the same thing, welcome aboard. Also like to bring up, and I know I may be stealing somebody else's talk, but the Montgomery County Fair started yesterday. Valley is always very well represented. So if you have a chance to get out there, you'll see a lot of great students doing great things.
In addition, obviously, to welcoming our new members, particularly Kyla, thank you for showing up tonight. I would like to thank my board here for agreeing to meet a little early today to accommodate me, so thank you. And then I had a fun little story, not to be a long one. If you'll recall, I think it was 2 months ago, we had the presentation from Ms. Hodson's class, who had a project that they were working on, and they needed the assistance from the students who were taking physics, and it involved spring tensions and Hooke's law and all of those things that I didn't know anything about. And just 2 weeks ago, I'm in Seattle in a deposition deposing an engineer, and spring tension issues came up, and I got to bring up Hooke's law, and he didn't know what I was talking about. I don't know how that happened. And so I learned something from those kids that directly impacted me in life. And so just keep your eyes and ears open. You can learn a lot from the young people around you. And so I just appreciated them for making me look good, at least for a second. That's what I got.
Thank you to the Valley View PTA, or PTO, excuse me. They're always coming forward with money and donations. We're really, really grateful for all the work they do. They're just a phenomenal organization, and they support the school just, relentlessly. Want to also welcome the student school board members. We're excited to have you guys. I think anytime you have an opportunity for leadership and to learn and grow in that role, it's wonderful. So take full advantage of it. And we really want to hear a lot from you. So was over at the Montgomery County Fair this morning. A lot of Valley kids running around. My grandson got hurt, showing his rap. I was hoping for higher. That's okay next year. But it's really great to see. I mean, Valley View probably, I'm just guessing, makes up half or 3/4 of the kids that are there. It's pretty amazing. A lot of support, a lot of volunteer advisors for the 4-H groups and FFA. So it's pretty exciting to see the kids running around. So get out there and see them. It'd be great. Good luck.
Good luck with all the fair kids. I know they invest a lot of time in their animals. And it's a great opportunity for them to learn as they grow. And then the Farmerville Committee folks, I wanted to let you know that I've spoken with our council, and we're still waiting for dates and dollars. So we're still in the waiting game. And he said to let me know as soon as you find out.
I'd like to again welcome Kyla and Keaton to the school board. Kyla's one of my closest friends, so I know she'll do great on here.
All right, room number 10, adjournment. Someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. Valerie, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon,
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yeah.
Dr. Smith?
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.